Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schla. And this morning I really thought I was going to be out here early, and I guess I am, but I don't know. I guess I'm just going to make like a good time, okay, normal good time. I'm not really sure. But, ooh, what's going on? No. Ooh, that's the second time that's happened. I leave low power mode on and then it becomes a big problem because it starts locking the screen. Now, I don't know why it does that. I don't know because I don't really remember. I just wouldn't feel comfortable having the phone locked and recording, but I guess that's fine. I guess that's fine, really. Um, hmm. Yeah, well, okay. So, anyways, yeah, I thought I was going to be a little bit more on time today. And that's not really how it turned out. I don't really know why. I'm not really sure, but, I'm just putting it out there. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say, pretty much. What I was going to talk about originally yesterday, which, I mean, yesterday really would have been a great day for the walk switch law, although it's probably a nice good thing that I'm getting a little bit of a break from that just 'cause like I feel like it is. It's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with, even though it's not like I don't like it, but it's a lot. I'm at my wit's end. It's a shame. Like I don't know. I'm not being able to handle what I'm being dealt with. So, not the greatest situation. I don't have enough paid time off yet, even though I actually have decent paid time off accrued, relatively speaking. But it's just a shame because, like, I've been working for as long as I have, and then, looking in my bank account, it's just not, I don't really feel that it's reflective of that. But, I feel like everybody feels that way now, unless you're in the top 10% or whatever, you know. Anyways, so a conversation I was having with somebody yesterday, it was like they were like explaining to me how when people are given overbearing rules, especially rules that aren't even necessary as children, it can create this thing where now basically for the rest of the person's life, I mean this isn't always the case, but for the rest of a person's life, they basically end up with some kind of aversion to rules where they see things as like they see rules as like a problem, and something to that they're really going to try to resist, and they basically will at any chance they get. And it's interesting because in the case of my family, I feel like not only was I like a victim of that, but I saw both sides of it. My dad always very rational and very laid back about, you know, how things need to be done, how things should be done. Like he was never very overbearing about things at all. And, would be willing to listen to a rationale, for example. It wasn't just like his way or the highway. And really, I can't really remember him putting too much pressure on me to do anything. So that side of my parental influence was very chill. It was very chill. But my mom had all kinds of little tiny grievances or, little specific things that she would criticize or have a problem with, or, this wasn't done this way, or you have to listen to me. And so I think that actually explains why I was so rebellious, because, I mean, my mind always was and is. I mean, it's very frustrating for me when things are done in a poor way, when like there's a rule that's terrible. Like it's very frustrating for me. It's not something that I like it eats me alive. Like to see that even within our own society there's certain ways that the government's run that just makes absolutely no sense. And then nobody's really holding their toes to the fire, you know, keeping things accountable. It's always frustrating. Everywhere it was like things in my school, things in my school, things in my house, things that obviously in like a larger sense to do with the government. It's like it always really bothered me when there'd be systemic rules set up that were inadequate or unoptimized or not really that great and leading to a lot of problems. So there really was a quite a rebellious streak in me, but you know, besides some people where it's they're a rebel without a cause, this was legitimate a lot of the time. A lot of the times the way my mom treated me, it was entirely unnecessary for me to do things in the way that she wanted me to do them. And there was probably a better way to execute, whatever task she was asking me, right? There probably was. So, as time goes on, it's like now that I'm an adult, I think some of those behaviors reflect how I'm comfortable with control. Because like it's like, okay, I don't know, I don't really, it doesn't faze me that much. Sorry, to give extra context, even though my mom was like that, I still had a lot of space as a child, you know? Like it wasn't like, I'm sure there are some households out there where the mom would be like that and there wasn't a lot of space, and maybe the person was constantly overwhelmed and stressed out, like it's hard to say. It's difficult to figure that kind of stuff. Um, but in my case, I'm well aware that I had space. I had a lot of space, and I still had a father who wasn't that way. So I really saw two sides of the coin. I'm just saying during my like adolescence, I really did lean into the rebel thing, and like I was really trying to be, because that did feel like a response to what my mom had put me through, and obviously in conjunction with that, we can't deny that I probably just for some reason or another was just rebellious by nature. Like you can't deny that.